about early childhood English education. And this will be a great space for kids to naturally learn English every day. What's next? BEFM is teaming up with Busan City's English newspaper, Busan is Good, the Busan Foreign Residence Center, and other expert organizations for more in-depth Busan news. And this is information you can definitely trust. And on top of that, Busan Worldwide has added a Canadian correspondent, and 4-Year Busan is expanding its global contents to promote tourism in Busan. Wait, and information for multicultural families and immigrant residents? There is so much variety here. Lively sounds from the scene, fresh voices. What a treat for this winter. December 1st, BEFM's fresh new season. Be sure to tune in all day long.
부울경의 미래, 부산, 울산, 경남 방송발전협의회 운영위원장 성현우입니다. 북극 항로의 핵심지는 어디일까요? 대한민국 해양 수도권 부산, 울산, 경남입니다. 북극 항로를 품고 세계로 부산, 울산, 경남이 하나로 뭉칩시다.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
While President Lee Jae-myung has been busy abroad diplomatically, things have been progressing in the discussions between the key figures in the Ukraine-Russia war. So in the latest turn of events, as of broadcast time, U.S. President Donald Trump, he has apparently directed U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin to further fine-tune this 28-point peace plan. And furthermore, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said a short while ago that Kyiv was ready to move forward with a U.S.-backed peace deal, that he was prepared to discuss the more sensitive points with President Trump, but along with European allies. Are we on the brink of a breakthrough? We're going to have to wait and see. I'm Catherine. This is Morning Wave in Busan on Wednesday, November 26th on BEFM, 부산영어방송. Good morning, Wavers. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, can you believe it's already hump day, the last Wednesday of this November. So we don't have a definitive answer on the Ukraine-Russia situation, not right now. In the meantime, though, we are going to talk about domestic issues, or kind of domestic issues, because we're going to talk about the fact that President Lee Jae-myung, he's returning home from his 4-nation Middle East and Africa diplomatic tour that spanned the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, Egypt, South Africa, and Turkey. So this was a whirlwind trip. We're talking 10 days, but taking it to a larger scope. It's been a whirlwind of 6 months with the new president making his debut on the global stage. The new administration entered the office this June after a prolonged diplomatic pause because of the impeachment of the last administration, and recapping the last 6 months of South Korea's diplomacy since then. President Lee has attended 5 multilateral events or summits since taking office early June. So it began with a G7 summit in Canada just 12 days after Yee's inauguration. And then it was the United Nations General Assembly in New York. That was back in September. And then the ASEAN Summit in Malaysia last month, followed by the APEC Summit in Gyeongju as kind of the highlights. So the G20 Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa. That was kind of the finale to this jam-packed diplomatic schedule for this year. That was like a mouthful. So kind of a dizzying 6 months. Pundits assess that this tour across the Middle East and Africa expanded South Korea's diplomatic horizons to the global south. He announced his AI initiative for cutting-edge technology to create equitable opportunities. The president also unveiled his Middle East diplomatic SHINE initiative, SHINE. That stands for Stability, Harmony, Innovation Network, and Education. So this is seen as the administration laying down the groundwork for year 2 for South Korea to lead the global agenda amidst geopolitical challenges. So we'll see what the next year brings after this busy set of 6 months. All right, we are ready for a text topic. Are you ready? So when you go grocery shopping, do you pay close attention to where the product is from? Whether it's organic, free range, etc. Or do you just buy whatever is on sale? Be honest with me. So 나는 장 볼 때 원산지, 유기농, 특정 브랜드 등 꼼꼼하게 따져본다. Versus 무조건 세일 제품 산다. Ooh. So, or maybe you do a little bit of both. I'll be honest. When I go in person, I definitely check for ripeness. Like, 잘 익었는지 안 익었는지 그런 건 항상 하긴 하는 편이고요. I like smelling fruit. Like, let's say I'm buying 참외. 이거 냄새 그런 거 잘 맞는 편이고요. And then like to be honest, like when I buy watermelon, 수박 살 때 I always knock on the watermelon, but I don't know what I'm checking for. Do you know what you're checking for? 다 두들기더라고요. But I don't know what sound it's supposed to be. 본인들도 잘 모르잖아요. 통통, 탕탕. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like, but I see everybody checking. Ting, ting, tong, tong. I have no idea. So I pretend like I do. And then what do? I always ask the person standing next to the watermelon stand. And I say, can you help me? 좀 도와주실래요? And then that person, they come over. And then they do the same thing. They check. They knock on the watermelon. And then they, you do that too. Don't pretend you don't do that. All right, so tell me all about your grocery shopping. You can send in your responses just like I did to BFM's live stream live chat on YouTube. Go to the YouTube platform and type in BEFM or 부산영어방송 and check out our live stream right now. Also, from your phone, pound 9050 shop 9050. It's going to cost you 100 won to send in messages that way. You can send in your messages through KakaoTalk to find us, BEFM, 부산영어방송, and send in your messages, photos as well. You can tune into Morning Wave in Busan on the radio, 90.5 or 103.3 FM. That's if you're in the Busan area. Like I said, we're streaming live right now. You can check us out at your leisure any number of times. Also, we're available on the BEFM app and the Popbang app as well. Looking ahead to our Wednesday together, it's Hump Day. We have in hour number 1, Lian, now and next. In hour number 2, Jennifer, work in progress. Our special interview. Today, we're going to be talking about Australia's under 16 social media ban. SNS 16세 미만이면 there's a ban. So this actually has implications because here in Korea, there is no such ban. But what does this mean? What does this law actually mean? And could this affect us in the future? Let's find out with our expert in hour number 2. I'll be back with news overview. It's now 7:08 and this is News Overview. President heads home after diplomatic tour. President Lee Jae-myung has left Turkey, concluding his four-nation trip to the Middle East and Africa, including attending the G20 summit in South Africa and multiple bilateral summits. Nationwide African swine fever alert issued. The Central Disaster Management Headquarters has issued the highest level of red alert following the 6th African swine fever case of the year. Government asked Lone Star for legal fee reimbursement. The Justice Ministry said yesterday that it sent a letter to the private equity fund Lone Star requesting reimbursement for legal costs incurred in the recently annulled dispute settlement. Education authorities confirm no errors in dispute CSAT questions. The Korea Institute for Curriculum and Evaluation has finalized the answers to the 2026 academic year College Scholastic Ability Test CSAT or Suneung and said that no issues were found with the original answers. Trump claims Ukraine peace deal near complete. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he thinks the deal is very close to ending the war in Ukraine, as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would be willing to meet with Trump to discuss the final details. This was News Overview. It's time for Now in Busan. We have Sejin in the studio. Let's say hi first. Good morning.
Hello.
It's Wednesday, hump day.
Wednesday. Time flies by. Yes.
Absolutely. So when you go grocery shopping, how do you check the quality of the product? Do you check where it's from? Do you do the knocking out the watermelon, or what do you do?
Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of watermelon, so.
Oh,
But
you don't like watermelon, really?
No. Any kind of watermelon, 참외, 수박, it's not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to the point, what was the question?
Yes. So, question: do you
Yes.
check do you eat only
Okay.
organic, or
Yeah, I do. And I also take into account the fat ratio and the protein ratio.
Ooh.
So if I have to buy the Greek yogurt, I always check how many proteins they have, because even though it's the same Greek yogurt, they have, depending on the brand,
Yes.
they have a different ratio of the protein.
So you're very picky.
Yes, I am. If you call me picky,
That's not a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad thing.
No, that's a good thing. You care about what's going into your body.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing. All right. We're going to begin with this news. Kumjangsan National Park has been it's having such a huge moment, and it's for our city, especially with what's coming next, right?
Yes, the official designation date for Kumjangsan National Park is set as in 2026, March 3rd.
Yes.
The government is to issue the formal notice this week, and that date is March 3rd, is actually National Park Day. And before that, they are picking between two possible spots for temporary office. Once it opens, around 100 staff members will start working there from March onward. Now, from the designation date, certain restrictions may apply, including rules on drinking, smoking, and trail use.
And the city actually had a big celebration yesterday, right?
Yes, it was all about 금정산 becoming Korea's first urban national park, 도심형 국립공원. The event revisited the pitfall of the designation and shared what this means for citizens' daily life, ecology, and culture tourism. They had music performance, LED ceremony, all sorts of things.
So things are moving quite quickly. The park becomes official, it seems, and the staff move in, and the rules under the Natural Park Act, they start applying?
Yes, the city says to preserve the mountain's ecological value, they will be going to strengthen admin and institutional support. Mayor Park Kyung-jun said Kumjongsan will be developed as a space combining ecology, culture, and rest, turning it into a tourism product featuring K-hiking, temple meditation, and local food.
So this is once again a great thing for our city. So thanks for reporting on this. What's next on the agenda?
This next story is about Busan's SSANㅌr tour. The cycling event CNN even covered, and apparently it made quite an impact this year. It turned out the event achieved increased tourist inflow, lifted the local economy, and improved the city's image.
Yes. So tell us more about this year's Busan's SSANㅌr tour. So how'd it go?
Yes, SSANㅌr tour was held for the first time this year. More than 3,000 riders took part, and almost all of them finished the course. No major accident at all. The demand was exceptionally high. Tickets sold out in 1 minute. Social media views hit around 800,000 and searches jumped by over 8,000%.
Wow, that's pretty huge. How much impact did the event have on the local economy?
Visitors from outside Busan spent an average of 386,000 won each. That's almost 880 million won in direct spending. Domestic visitors within Busan was up 21.9% year on year, and tourism spending rose to 12.3%. 60% of participants came from outside Busan, which led to increased spending on food, transport, and accommodation,
Right.
showing a shift toward longer stays. Direct consumption in Busan rose 8.1% year on year, and average stay length went up 2.5%.
Right. And what about the satisfaction rate? It was high too?
Surely, people loved the event and wanted to come back. Satisfaction survey showed 88.4% wanting to return, 88% willing to recommend the event, and the overall satisfaction score was 83.8%.
That is quite high. So what's next for the event?
The city is well prepared. They plan to make the event annual, expand family cycling festivals, link it with tourism packages, and strengthen international exchanges with major cycling events in Japan and Taiwan. In fact, Taiwan's major cycling company has agreed to sponsor next year's event. The city also increased next year's budget from 1 million to 1.2 billion won.
Yes. So that's amazing. The fact that it's going local to global. So hopefully it'll expand even further. All right, next. This next one is a big global sports event, the World Anti-Doping Agency. We often hear it as WADA in the news, the World Conference. This is a huge event, and guess what? Busan is hosting it. It's the first time ever in Asia.
Totally. The WADA World Conference runs at Mexico 1st to 5th of December. It's an international gathering that sets global anti-doping rules and standards. More than 2,000 participants from 191 countries are coming to discuss the anti-doping code and international standards. A lot of major figures will be there too, including WADA's president, Witold Banka. They're revising the global rules that international sports federations and national anti-doping bodies have to follow from 2027 for 6 years.
That's right. And there are going to be side events with athletes, I hear.
Right. International Olympic Committee Athletes Commission Chair Emma Terho and WADA Athletes members are visiting Busan Sports High School for anti-doping quizzes and VR experiences. And volleyball star Kim Yeon-kyung will lead an education session and volleyball training. And at the closing ceremony on the 5th, they're going to announce something called the Busan Declaration, which outlines commitment to fair play, athletes protection, and global anti-doping cooperation.
Sure.
But the full assembly, where all participants discuss the direction of code, will run from the 3rd to the 5th of December.
That's right. And the fact that Busan's hosting this huge conference, it's a coup. It's good for Busan. So thanks for letting us know about this one. All right. Next up, Busan has just announced 3 youth spaces that really stood out this year. And it's part of a brand new city project. So tell us about this.
Busan City and Busan Economic Promotion Agency have picked 3 places as outstanding youth spaces in their very first citywide competition.
Yes.
The selection was part of the city's Youth Space Switch-on project, launched earlier this year to stimulate youth activity and local youth spaces. They evaluated loads of indicators from space performance to how well they designed local focus programs. The city plans to share these outstanding cases and develop tailored space use strategies and further boosting youth space activity across Busan.
Yes. And so tell us about the winners who made the list and why did they win?
First, 고고싱잡 Youth Creation Center in Namgu praised for programs that reflect the district's character and strong public-private partnerships.
Okay.
Second, 이바구 platform in Donggu, a youth space born from urban regeneration, reusing vacant homes near Busan Station, and involving youth people directly in planning. And third, Saha Youth Startup Support Center,
Yes.
a combined hub that integrates the Youth Startup Center with one-person enterprise support center. It offers one-stop help from training to office space and consulting, plus makerspace and programs for international students.
Yes, it sounds like all three places are doing something different but really meaningful.
Yep, that's what the city said too. They want to share best practices and keep improving youth space policy. And ultimately, they want Busan to be a city where young people genuinely want to stay.
And of course, that's a very good goal. It's good for Busan as well. Well, thank you for going over all the local news, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Sajin.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody. That was Now in Busan. I'll be back with your traffic and weather.
Good morning.
Good morning.
굿모닝입니다.
굿모닝.
좋은 아침입니다.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan.
Morning wave in Busan. Major news, local buzz, and expert takes. It's all here on Morning Wave in Busan. Brighten up your morning commute with Morning Wave in Busan. Morning Wave in Busan.
It's 7:20. Here's your traffic report. First up, let's talk about the Dongso overpass. It's congested from the Hwangyang ramp to the old Gaegeum toll gate. Also, Byeongyang-lo is backed up going away from the city right around the Wondong ramp. And Mandok-daero is congested from Sukdeung to Deokcheon intersection. And again, from Mandok Tunnel number 2 to Mandok intersection. Currently, it is 6 degrees Celsius under clear skies. It's going to go up to 15 degrees here in Busan. Across the nation, frost across parts of the capital area. Gangwon and also Gyeongsang. There is fog and even ice on the roads in these areas, so you know what to do. Please be extra careful when you're driving. This was your traffic and weather. It's time for top stories. Did you not get the memo? Don't wear black and white?
I did not. I got my telepathic, I should wear black and white today. I don't.
Leslie. Twinning again. But hey, different directions.
Yeah, she's going horizontal. I'm going
Kinda
diagonal, vertical/diagonal. Yeah.
I told you to keep the polka dot jacket on.
For wa글와글. I'll maybe put it on.
Okay, the good news is Tommy's not in yet.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, good. Stay away.
You know, as soon as I put this on, I'm like, I'm going to get the zebra comments. It's okay. The fashion police not in yet.
Cute, though.
Text topic. When you go grocery shopping, do you only buy organic? You're not that bougie, are you?
I don't have the money to buy all organic. Like, no.
Like, how do you choose? Do you knock on your watermelon?
I do. There's a
right?
sound difference. It sounds clearer. It sounds less dense.
Is it like 통통?
통통, like 맑은 소리. Like there's a
맑은 소리?
clear sound, like an echo, like a 통통, not like it sounds
like the
Like
bad
튼튼은
watermelon
아니에요.
sounds dense.
Yes.
It sounds really dense because you
See?
want
There's a
the
science.
ones with the higher water content.
Right.
Yeah, I think. At least-
있다니까요, 그런 게.
있죠. But for me, the thing that I'm really picky about in terms of brands is pasta sauce. There's this particular pasta sauce that I like, and I will only get that. Otherwise, I go into the grocery store. I veer slightly to the right, 2 o'clock direction, because that's where the sale, like, you know, the whole thoughty, that stand with like, oh, we're kind of getting close to the expiration date. Yeah, I go there. It's my first spot. I'm like, what do you got? What you got? Let's see. Let's see. What can I like scoop up? Yeah, it's my favorite part.
Ah, yes. And then our little Tweety bird says, 전 일단 얘기해도 되죠?
She's
맥주
an adult.
창고로 직진. Ah, you go straight to the beer section.
Interesting.
Do you have a particular brand? We can't say the brand, but anything.
Whatever's on the
Whatever's on sale.
The 4 for what's it nowadays? It used to be 4 for 만원. But now it's like
I have
4
no
for
idea how much is it?
12,000. I think. Yeah.
비싸다. Everything goes
Inflation.
up better.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Or salaries. We're going to jump into the first story. We need a status report on the Nudie rocket because yesterday in the closing, we gave you updates. It's due for a launch early tomorrow morning. Are we still on?
Yes, we are still on. The Nudie is on the launch pad. It's about an hour. It went there about an hour later than it was originally scheduled because of the forecast about rain.
Yes.
Again, this is a very meticulous project. The transporter truck moved 1.8 kilometers at a pace of an hour and 42 minutes. So very slow. But it is still in the process of getting onto the pad. There were some weather issues like a strong winds alert, excuse me. So the final steps, which includes what's called connecting the hydraulic umbilical. Basically, it's a cord that supplies the rocket with propellant and other power sources, along with a close-up inspection. That'll be done later this morning.
Okay.
The Nudie for itself, it is scheduled to launch between 12:54 a.m. tomorrow morning and 1:14 a.m.
Ah, so in the wee hours. So when will the exact launch time be determined?
Right. So CASA, the Korea Aerospace Agency, will convene a launch management meeting later this afternoon to determine the exact time. I mean, it's been initially set at 12:55. We'll have to see about that because some issues. Technical preparedness, weather conditions, and possibility of collision with other celestial bodies or space debris up there.
Okay.
Also, speaking of collision, possibly, and preventing that, coming down onto Earth, Yeosu Coast Guard said that vessels, so ships, will be prohibited from entering the seas around the launch site 2 hours before the launch to 10 minutes after. So this covers the 3-kilometer perimeter of the ocean by the Naro Space Center and the strip of 24 by 78-kilometer seas that are going to be under the Nudie's flight trajectory.
Okay.
This will be in effect from 10:54 p.m. tonight. Also, the authorities are on higher alert because this is the first nighttime launch and also the first one in the fall-winter season.
I see. So, of course, we will give you for the details when we have those details. So thanks for the update, Haley. Next, the government yesterday announced a revision to the Public Officials Act that will abolish this notorious obedience clause. What is this?
Which, in the year 2025, what do we obeying? That's the word. I mean, we haven't used it in such a long time. Like, what's the verb form? So in Korean, this is called 공무원의 복종 의무. So for the last 76 years, civil servants, public officials had this duty to obey their superiors in professional situations. Right. So this, as you can tell, it's been pointed to as having potential problems, room for abuse and violation, and the government is finally revising this law.
I see.
So the Ministry of Personnel Management and the Interior Ministry yesterday made the legislative announcement.
Okay, so I need to ask, what does this duty of obedience or obedience actually say? And I have like a problem just saying it. Sorry. How will it be changed?
Right. So this clause, the duty of obedience, 공무원의 복종 의무, was implemented back in 1949. So again, this is even before the Korean War. So it says when conducting one's work, a public official will obey his or her superior's professional orders.
Okay.
So those in favor of keeping this clause said it was necessary for efficient, streamlined operation of administrative organizations.
So why the changes changes now?
Right. So the need for change especially came about after the December 3rd martial law of last year.
I see.
And the Minister of Personnel Management said during a parliamentary hearing earlier this year, or last month, that he will seek to revise that law.
Okay.
So under the revisions, the expression will change to a duty to follow supervision and oversight. The law will also stipulate that civil servants can present their opinions on their superiors' guidance or orders, refuse orders when they deem that it is illegal, and also will not receive unfair treatment or consequences because of this. The revisions will have to go through the National Assembly for discussions and likely be implemented within next year. So various unions for public servants issued statements yesterday welcoming this change, but also at the same time added that legal changes alone won't change everything,
right?
And therefore called for the changes to this strict organizational hierarchical culture.
Indeed. Thanks for going over this one. All right, up next, consumer sentiment figures are out for November. Is it good?
It's good.
Oh, okay.
So I know we actually have good news on this front. Consumer sentiments are on an 8-year high. So we're going to be spending money. So this is according to the Bank of Korea Consumer Trend Survey that was released yesterday. What's called the Composite Consumer Sentiment Index, or the CCSI, for November came to 112.4. What does that mean? Up 2.6% from October. So when we're looking at the index, anything over 100 is consumer optimism, below consumer pessimism. So this is a comprehensive analysis of how people deem their current economic conditions for their households, future livelihood projections, household income, spending, current and future economic projections. This is, by the way, the first upturn in 3 months because consumer sentiments went down in September and October. Also, the highest consumer sentiment index since November of 2017.
I guess. And you said it was 112.4 for our producer. I think it's like 120.
Yeah.
그래서 제 통장 like 막 쓰고 싶은 기분이래요. So what drove other people's consumer sentiment up?
Well, our producer is saying 붕어빵. So, food.
지금 딱 그 날씨잖아요.
Right.
네.
I mean, it is seasonal, right? But let's look at the actual stats for November. Biggest uptick was on future economic projections. So 향후 경기 전망, meaning people were optimistic about where the economy was headed.
Okay.
Also, current economic conditions, along with projections for household income and livelihood.
Yes.
So an official from the BOK said that the factors that drove up this sentiment would be South Korea and the U.S. reaching a trade deal, so potentially with tariffs coming down, therefore good future projections.
Yes.
Also an upturn in the third quarter GDP growth. She also attributed this to the slow resolution of economic uncertainties from U.S. tariffs, not just in Korea, but globally, that are getting people to slowly open up their wallets.
Yes. And when we see 붕어빵, we do want to open up our wallets.
Oh, I'm like, my phone's ready. I'm like, I'm going to send you the money. Give me 10.
Exactly. Today, that's what we're having. All right, for our international story, U.S. President Donald Trump is going to visit China next spring, really?
Right. So in terms of projections and diplomacy, next spring is going to be a big one. So U.S. President Donald Trump announced that he will visit Beijing next April, and this came after he had a phone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping. This is a follow-up to their meeting that took place in Busan last month on the sidelines of the APEC summit. Trump also said he's invited Xi to the United States for a state visit. So next year, we're likely going to see a major diplomatic event, seeing the two presidents of U.S. and China visiting each other's nations.
So let's remind ourselves and the listeners, when was the last time there was an exchange of visits between the presidents of the U.S. and China?
That was during Trump 1.0. So President Trump visited China back in November of 2017, 8 years ago. Former President Biden did not visit China. Earlier that year, so 2017, Xi Jinping visited Mar-a-Lago, but that was not on an official state visit, rather. So on Truth Social, his social media page, President Trump wrote that the U.S.'s relationship with China is, quote, extremely strong. Following this, China's state news agency released a statement saying that both countries should, quote, keep up the momentum keep moving forward in the right direction on the basis of equality, respect, and mutual benefit.
Yes, and what else did the two leaders discuss during this phone call?
All right, so there were slight differences in what the two respective nations released in terms of the agenda. So the White House said that the call was very economy and trade focused, lasted about an hour. And President Trump said they also discussed Ukraine, Russia, fentanyl, and agriculture, touting that this was an important agreement that will only get better. Also, in addition, though, to discussing trade, Xi and Trump discussed the topics of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and, according to Chinese state media, Taiwan.
Oh, really?
So that was a very important aspect that the U.S. didn't mention.
Because this is a very hot button issue these days. So let's talk about this Taiwan issue because recently, I mean, it's hot. It's really
has
hot.
become, I mean, it's always been hot, but it's gotten projected to the forefront of the agenda. So President Xi Jinping reportedly told President Trump that Taiwan's, quote, return to China is essential for China's vision for world order. A little bit of background, Taiwan is democratically ruled. China claims it as its own under its one China policy.
Yes.
Again, President Trump did not mention Taiwan on its Truth Social post, but Chinese state media reported that President Trump reportedly told Xi that China played an important role in the Second World War and that U.S. reportedly understands the importance of the Taiwan issue for China. Again, this is likely in reference to this growing spat between China and Japan over Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's comments on Taiwan, where she said, in case of China's military action against Taiwan, Japan would see this as a threat to its own survival.
Yes, and following this call, President Trump spoke to the Japanese Prime Minister then, right?
Right. So this was kind of a back and forth. Is he playing a mediation? We'll have to see. But the two apparently had a very friendly phone call. So we don't have official statements on this. But Prime Minister Takaichi only made a brief remark to the press about this call, saying that President Trump explained to her the recent state of U.S.-China relations, including that phone call with President Xi Jinping. Takaichi said that Trump mentioned that the two, meaning she herself and Trump, are extremely good friends and that she could call him anytime.
Okay, well, lots of friendly conversations going on. We're going to call it a wrap for all the news, and we'll check in with you in hour number 2. Thank you, Haley.
See you in a bit.
All right, it's time for our first song break on this hump day. So here it is, Material Girl by Madonna.
Some boys
It's time for Now and Next. We have Lian here.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes. I have a question for you.
Yes.
And I kind of have an inkling of what you might say. But when you go grocery shopping, do you pay close attention to where the product is from, whether it's organic or free range, or do you buy stuff on sale? I have a feeling you don't buy stuff on sale. But
I'm quite peculiar with what I buy in grocery shopping. And I like my things organic. So my theory is this. If I buy in bulk, I throw them out anyway. 그래서 그냥 소량으로 좋은 걸 먹자 kind of thing. Because I eat out quite often too. So I don't cook all day, every day.
So you don't want to waste food.
I don't want to waste food. So I do go for, the 난각번호 1번 or the 2번 if I feel like, I can be that picky. And also I heard earlier someone mentioned the Greek yogurt, the amount of protein. Yeah, that's me too. I was like, oh, me too. I was like listening to her.
You read the labels meticulously.
And I make sure, because all Greek yogurt, some of it have sugar in it. So I make sure 정말 무가당인지 아닌지 이거를 확실하게 하는 편이죠.
I love making Greek yogurt at home though.
Oh, you're so homely and motherly.
Homely?
Not homely. Wait, homely is another word, right?
Homely means like plain looking and like...
Sorry, excuse my English. It's a morning. You're
no, I get it.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. 집안일 잘한다.
No,
that's what you meant, right?
Yeah. Like
it's also because check your screen by the way later.
Oh yes.
It's because like also Greek yogurt, like if you buy it, it can get kind of expensive. It's like a cost issue too.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Plus also you don't know what goes in it.
Oh, that's true.
So you buy like the plain yogurt and you can make it at home. It's pretty easy, right?
I heard it is.
Yeah, it is. That yogurt maker,
it tastes the same?
It tastes good.
Oh.
It tastes better, I think, in my opinion.
Because some of them are so expensive for like a little small thing.
Making it at home is far better. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe I shall do that.
Okay, so let's dive in. What do you have for us today?
Yes. So when you think of winter holiday and the drinks that go with it, what kind of beverage comes to mind for you, Catherine?
Holiday and drinks. I everybody knows I'm not much of an alcohol kind of gal. I wish I were though. But I think of like wine or mulled wine or things like that. I do. Or eggnog. Yeah.
Oh, eggnog. Yeah, that is not the typical, the color red. That's what we think of when we think of holiday drinks.
Sure.
But here's the twist. In Korea now, white wine is the thing to buy.
I'm so not with the trend.
In the holiday season.
Okay.
So there's this phrase in Korea now called 얼어 죽어도 화이트 와인 얼죽화.
진짜?
Because we all know you're 얼죽아.
Yeah.
But 얼어 죽어도 화이트 와인 literally means even if you're freezing to death, I will choose white wine. And that is trending.
Yes.
So, and a lot of retailers are launching this white wine promotion in each of their branches for the end of the year, responding to this rise in popularity.
So why? Is it because like white wine winter the
spelling white
the alliteration
like
I don't
the white
get it.
Christmas with the white wine
그런 거예요? 아니면
뭐지? Before we dig into the reason, just a little bit more data to back up this trend.
Okay.
Some retailers have reported that there was a 30% increase year on year in terms of just their white wine sales. And a lot of retailers are now assembling a white wine lineup with white wine that ranges from 10,000 won to up to 30,000 won. So it's really affordable, this white wine that they're selling. And
that's good, right?
And so the retailers are bridging this. The white wine has this cool drink image kind of among the MZ generation. And it goes well with the winter setting. So yeah, and it's also, if you've noticed, white wine has really pretty what do you call it? The labeling, the labels.
The label,
it's quite pretty.
That's true.
And red wine, they come in like black bottles, so it's not that aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
That's true.
So for the MZ, it's really important. Is this wine gonna be
별스타grammable? Is it gonna look pretty on my SNS?
Yes.
And so that's kind of one of the reasons why it's becoming quite popular.
Yes, I get it. So I don't know, like, we have two Gen Zers over there. So white wine 요즘에 핫해요? 드세요? Do you? 그냥 안 가리고 다 마신대.
Is that
So they're not
all
picky.
I need is alcohol kind of thing?
Yeah. Because like earlier, PD님이 그랬잖아요. Like the first thing she goes into the grocery store. She goes straight to the beer section.
Oh.
So she does not discriminate whether it's beer, white wine, red wine. And she's not an alcoholic. She does not discriminate
I see,
in terms of which alcohol
right.
she likes.
I'm okay with all. What about you?
For me, lately, I have been experimenting a teeny bit with alcohol. So I have been trying lots of the flavored. Don't laugh at me. 진짜, I'm like a beginner novice drinking. So my sister has been trying to get me into the flavored highballs.
Oh my. So late into the trend.
I'm so late into the trend. 그래서
highballs, yes.
But the flavored
Aren't they
highballs.
so good?
So
what
good.
flavor? Like ginger is my favorite, but like they come in everything. Tangerine.
They come in everything.
Lemon, lime.
So I've been trying like every Friday.
Oh, at home. You go to a specific place. Oh, okay. If that's known for the highballs.
And then so every Friday, I try a new flavor.
Oh,
I'm so late to the
so
game.
Fun. It doesn't give you a headache?
No.
Oh,
because I don't drink enough of it.
Is it literally just like a tasting almost?
그냥 tasting, yes.
Yes.
So back to the white wine.
Yes, so white wine is quite trendy.
Yes.
Because in Korea, among my friends also, when we think of white wine, it's a beverage of the summer season. 좀 시원하고 상큼한 어떤, you want that flavor during the hot, sizzling summer. But it's so interesting that it's now a winter drink. And because it is so affordable and because it looks so pretty when you take a photo during the holiday parties.
Yes.
That's why it's become popular. And literally this weekend, I bought a white wine to bring to a party. With my friends.
Ooh.
White wine, that was like the rule. Everyone buy.
Question.
Everyone needs to
Did
buy.
you buy it based on how pretty it is or like because of the taste?
It's, when I go to the winery shops, obviously, number one's price range.
Yes.
Number two is how pretty.
How pretty it is.
Yes. And
is
then,
it grammable?
And then number three, the notes or like the flavors of it.
Yes.
But, I love the stickers.
All right. Well, thank you for telling us about this trend. Let's move on to our next one.
Yes. So switching gears, I kind of want to talk about the changing sentiment amongst the elders here in Korea. These days, older adults are quietly asking themselves this question.
Okay.
I don't want to go anywhere else. Can I stay here for the rest of my life?
Here meaning...
Here as in where they're living. They're literally their house.
Okay.
So there's actually a term for this. It's called AIP.
AIP?
It sounds so AI-ish and technical.
What is that?
But it's aging in place.
Like where they are right now.
Right.
Oh.
They want to age in place though. So thus far the trend of AIP.
Okay.
It means choosing to grow old in the home and the familiar neighborhood that you already know.
Okay.
Instead of moving to a distant care facility or a purpose-built senior complex, better known as Silvertown. And the surprising thing is how many people feel this way. A nationwide survey asked Koreans from their 20s to those up until their 70s whether they wanted to age in the same home or neighborhood. Not surprisingly, over 80% said yes. But this is a huge jump from just a few years ago.
So people don't want like a dramatic move. For example, I don't know, like maybe 10, even 15 years ago, people wanted to like move to the countryside. Like,
yes.
Like rural area or like, they wanted to move, like you said, to like a Silvertown.
Exactly. But that trend seems to be going away. And so when people say, they want to stay in their 동네, in their area, they're imagining something very specific. We're not talking about the whole city. Like, I want to stay in Busan. That's not what they're saying if they're living inside. They're talking about just their own circle of life that they can reach within 30 minutes.
Yes.
So maybe 1 to 2 subway stops. And basically the everyday map that you go through, the park that you always pass, the hospitals that you always go,
right.
the convenience store owner that, you are a 단골 too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they're talking about. They don't want to leave their comfortable circle of
their
life.
comfort zone. I get it though.
Yes.
Like I go to the same grocery store. I go to the same butcher. You know, I'm not that old, but
Yes.
I still have my comfort zone. And when I go to my butcher, he knows exactly what kind of meat I
같이
like.
골라드릴까요? 이렇게
No,
하잖아요.
he's all like, 오늘도 뭐 7만 원치 드릴까요? Like he knows exactly how much, what kind of meat I want,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a comfort zone,
Exactly. And it really makes me sad because my butcher, he closed down his shop. It really hurt me.
right? 근데 it would hurt.
Because every time I went, there was no customers. And I always feared for the sake of him and for my sake.
Right.
없어지면 안 되는데.
Right.
And one day,
없어졌어.
임대. So sad.
Oh.
But this is what probably a lot of the elder generation must feel these days.
Yes.
And also AIP, for it to work, several parts of society have to evolve together.
Yes.
Experts say older adults need practical help staying safely in the homes they've lived in for decades. So things like small renovation support, maintenance help, safer bathrooms, which is
Yes.
also quite important.
Yes.
But things like that.
But safer bathrooms, you might think, why is that important? But a lot of slips and falls,
Yes.
they happen in the bathroom.
Right.
Because when you think about it, the bathroom's slippery, and then it's like tiles or 대리석. That's where a lot of injuries happen.
And because most of these elders, they live alone, because their partner probably have passed away.
Right.
So this is a really, really big, dangerous.
And you don't usually, if you're taking a shower or bath, you don't take your phone into the bathroom
Exactly.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you can't call. So that's why a lot of injuries and deaths happen in the bathroom.
Which leads nicely into the fact about how AI and
Yes.
robots are
Yes.
coming into housing these days. Because construction companies have started treating AIP not as a social issue, but like a design problem that they need to incorporate. So they're putting in support systems into the apartment complexes themselves. So basically, we're talking about AI-based parking system that
Yes.
knows your routine and suggests the best spot, or delivery robots that can take your groceries from the apartment complex all the way up to your apartment door and so on.
Yes.
And also a AI chatbot that checks on your daily health pattern or sends you reminders based on your medical record. So
yes.
these are very important for the elders living alone, right?
Well, when I get older, I would want to be AIP too. So I don't want to
too.
move to like a silver town.
I
That
want
makes
to
me
be
sad.
AIP with AI in my
Yes.
house. So I
AIP
don't want to
with
be a
AI.
burden
I
to my
like that.
kids.
Yes,
벌써
no.
슬퍼.
I want my butcher to stay in business too.
Me too. Butcher, come back.
Well, thank you for all the trends. Have a wonderful week, and we'll check in with you next week. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, this was Lian, and we're going to end it with this one, Love Song by Sarah Bareilles. Enjoy. I'll be back at 8.
Head underwater, and you tell me to breathe easy for a while. The breathing gets harder, even I know that. Made room for me, but it's too soon to see if I'm happy in your hands. I'm unusually hard to hold on to. Blank stares at blank pages. No easy way to say this. You mean well, but you make this hard on me. I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. sweet one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break, and is that what you want in a love song?
Your best choice.
어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Brr! It's freezing outside. Let's crank up the heat.
Wait, you don't have to. Lowering the temperature by just 2 degrees can save a lot of energy.
2 degrees? That small change really matters?
You'd be surprised. If 10% of Korean households lower their heating by just 2 degrees, the effects are like planting about 350,000 trees a year.
That's magical. Then I'll just bundle up instead.
Smart move. Try wearing some thermal underwear or warm socks.
Plus, when you go out, don't turn the heater off completely. Set it to away mode or 외출 mode.
That way, it uses less fuel than turning it off and reheating the whole place later. Turn down the heat, but not your warmth.
This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 8 o'clock.
It's now 8 o'clock. This is Spotlight News. President heads home after diplomatic tour. President Lee Jae-myung has left Turkey, concluding his four-nation trip to the Middle East and Africa, including attending the G20 summit in South Africa and multiple bilateral summits. On his last day in Turkey, he met with South Koreans living in the country for a town hall meeting where he vowed to expand support for Turkish veterans who fought in the Korean War and visa support for Koreans in Turkey. Earlier in the day, he paid tribute at the Korean War Memorial in the capital city of Ankara and met surviving Turkish veterans who fought in the war as part of the United Nations troops. Nationwide African swine fever alert issued. The Central Disaster Management Headquarters has issued the highest level red alert following the 6th African swine fever or ASF case of the year. The latest report came from a pig farm in Tangjin, Chungnam province. The government culled 1,423 pigs from the affected farm and other nearby farms operated by the same owner. A 48-hour standstill order for pig farms, related facilities, and personnel nationwide. The latest case marks the first ASF confirmation in Chungnam. All previous 5 cases have come out of northern Gyeonggi province. Government asked Lone Star for legal fee reimbursement. The Justice Ministry said yesterday that it sent a letter to the private equity fund Lone Star requesting reimbursement for legal costs incurred in the recently annulled dispute settlement. Under the ruling issued by the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, or ICSID, Lone Star is required to pay South Korea's legal costs incurred during the proceedings within 30 days. The Justice Ministry said that it has requested Lone Star to pay a combined 7.4 billion won, including legal costs plus interest. Education authorities confirm no errors in disputed CSAT questions. The Korea Institute for Curriculum and Evaluation has finalized the answers to the 2026 academic year College Scholastic Ability Test, or CSAT, and said no issues were found with the original answers. The institute reviewed 675 appeals or objections received with outside experts and confirmed no errors in all 51 disputed questions. The most disputed question was number 24 in the English portion, with many objections lodged over the correct answer not containing the terms used in the text itself. Trump claims Ukraine peace deal near complete. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he thinks the deal is very close to ending the war in Ukraine, claiming that his team has made tremendous progress in the past week. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would be willing to meet Donald Trump as soon as possible to discuss the final details of an agreement following officials' talks in Geneva, Switzerland. Russia, in the meantime, continued its nightly attacks on Ukraine with 22 missiles and over 400 drones primarily targeted in and around Kyiv. This was Spotlight News. It's time for Waggle Waggle. Haley's back.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Can I answer a question that one of our listeners asked?
Sure.
Because I don't want them to misunderstand. Please 님이 밖에 날씨 어떤가요? 체감 온도는요? 라고 물었는데요. So I answered 추워요. 밖에 나가보세요. 라고 했는데 오해를 살까 봐.
It just got colder. I see.
그래서 대답할게요. 15도예요.
Is it really?
15도.
No, it's not.
아니에요.
I was like,
6도예요. 죄송합니다. 15도까지 올라가니까 지금은 6도입니다.
I was like, I swear.
그리고 지금 체감 온도 6도입니다. 알아서 입으세요. Okay. Now we can go into waglwagle.
Alrighty.
All right. First, we have seen a series of fatal car accidents with cars suddenly accelerating into crowded areas. So let's look at the possible commonalities.
All right, so we're not saying that the cars automatically suddenly accelerated, but from the outside, it seemed that they just crashed in. So we're looking at two high-profile cases as of late. First one, the recent from this Monday, Udo Island in Jeju. A driver in his 60s drove his van into a crowd of tourists at the local ferry terminal, killing 3 and injuring 10. This driver has been placed under urgent arrest. There were also 6 people inside the van at the time of the accident. The driver insisted that the car had suddenly accelerated, so 급발진 in Korean. The police are investigating the case. However, we are seeing reports that the brake light didn't come on, so we're not sure, of course, yet. The police are sending the vehicle to the National Forensic Service for analysis.
Right, and there was another similar case out of Incheon last week.
Right, so this driver, that case has been passed on to the prosecution for indictment. This 67-year-old stall owner at Busan Jail Traditional Market, he drove his pickup truck into the market, killing 4 and injuring 18. So his truck, it apparently backed up for a meter or two and then suddenly drove forward a maximum speed of 41 kilometers per hour, crashing into the victims and the stalls. So he actually apparently bought this truck used and at the time installed what's called a pedal black box in Korean, but it's basically a dashboard camera for the feet, for the brakes and the gas pedal. So you, in that footage, you see the driver stepping on the gas instead of brakes. So it seems that this was his mistake. He did admit to stepping on the wrong pedal.
That's right. And these cases, they add to this, long line of car accidents caused by older drivers.
Right. So both of these cases, of course, the Udo case, it has yet to be determined, but this joins many other cases of confusion with the pedals, or at least misoperation. So according to statistics, many of these pedal confusion or mistake accidents involve drivers who are 60 years or older. By the way, no case has been scientifically admitted as a case of sudden acceleration of the vehicle on its own. Over 80% involved mistakes with the pedal on account of the driver. So new cars, by the way, will be required to have devices that can prevent these brake or gas pedal confusion or misoperation, but they go into effect starting 2029. That's for new vehicles. As for retroactively fitting older vehicles, existing cars, the police are looking for senior drivers as a part of the pilot program. I believe Sejin covered this a few days back to voluntarily sign up to get these devices fitted onto their cars. By the way, according to an insurance company's analysis, half of these pedal misoperation accidents happen inside parking lots, which might surprise you. But if you think about it, parking lots are when you are, I'm not saying distracted, but when you have to attend to many things, like you're consistently probably stepping on the gas and the brake because you do go slower. You're also looking for people coming out of buildings or cars pulling out of parking stalls or looking for a parking spot yourself. So your attention might be dispersed elsewhere. So there is room for confusion. Second most common when you're turning. Again, you might be looking for pedestrians, oncoming vehicle. The reason I mention this is because awareness is very important. So parking lots and turning, if you can just be extra aware that, pay attention to your foot, where it is, which direction, left or right, it is headed to, that can really help to change your behavior and response time.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for covering these stories. All right, this next issue is about something that is likely in all of our refrigerators. Eggs.
Right. So, unless you are vegan, but Lian mentioned this, that 난각번호, the egg code. So there's been controversy recently over that egg code or the egg serial number and types of eggs. After a certain celebrity launched her own brand of eggs, and then they charged premium prices. But the serial numbers indicated, are these really premium? So what counts as a premium egg? By the way, this is an important issue because an average South Korean consumes 278 eggs per year. Yeah, let that set in. So this is a very common, touchy issue.
Right, and so this issue has raised questions about what constitutes a good egg.
Yes, a premium egg. So it depends on what you're looking for. And that determines what part of that 난각번호, the egg code, egg serial number you should be looking at. So it's 10 digits. If you're concerned about animal welfare, so the chicken's welfare or the production process, look at the very last digit. 마지막 번호 보시면 됩니다. And you want to choose the smaller number. So the option is 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 denotes free range. And then 2 is free within the shed. 3 is an improved cage. 4 is the conventional cage. By the way, a conventional cage for chickens, one chicken gets a space that's a little under regular computer paper. Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Yes.
Of course, that doesn't change the nutritional value when we're looking at fat or protein.
Right.
But studies have shown differences in chicken stress or cortisol levels depending on how much space they get. By the way, eggs that are ending in 4, so the conventional cages will be phased out starting September of 2027.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. So what about freshness?
All right, so freshness, that's kind of subjective. And of course, it all depends on refrigeration and whatnot. And this was the issue with that particular celebrity's brand.
Okay.
Because they say their eggs are fresher. And they base that judgment on what's called the HOU unit, HAUGH unit, or HU. So it basically measures the weight and protein concentration. However, those in the poultry industry say that, the HU unit isn't the end-all, be-all. Of course, you want to check when the egg was laid. That's the clearest marker of freshness.
Yes.
How fresh is it? Which would be the first 4 digits of that egg serial number.
Okay.
And by the way, when you refrigerate eggs, you are recommended to eat the eggs within a month of when they've been laid. So
I just
first
want
4
my
digits and last digit.
Can I get my own chicken? That's the only way. How do you know?
That's true.
But
well, actually, if you crack the egg,
Yes.
the size, or not the size, but the shape of the yolk, if it is like firm, round, with very clear edges, that's fresh. If the
Yes.
yolk is, not round anymore,
throw it out. Yes. All right, up next, the sandwich franchise Subway's plates. Not the sandwich, the plates
The
are under
plates.
controversy.
Right. So the Subway has this promotion for its new lobster sandwich, and they were giving away these plates with red lobsters printed onto it. And this is for those who buy this whole meal that's worth
Yes.
20,400 won. They get the plates for free, first come, first serve. But on social media, people have been sharing photos of that red screen printed lobster
There we have it.
disappearing.
Oh, wait. So let's describe the image on our YouTube channel. On the left, we have a
The
very
white plate, it has like a green wreath
Yes.
type design on the border and a red lobster.
It's very cute.
On the right side, presumably after it's been washed or eaten off of,
Where is it?
it's gone.
There's no red lobsters.
There's no red lobster. And there are photos of people who put like hot soup or stew on it. And you see the literal screened printing coming off into
Literally.
the soup. And then people are saying they've done dishes, they put hot sauce on it, so maybe something acidic or even something hot, and it disappeared.
Okay.
So upon this controversy, Subway apparently sent for testing of said product and has stopped giving out the plates as of yesterday morning. My question is, were these not tested beforehand?
Exactly.
They're not like commemorative plates for the mantelpiece. Anyways,
Right.
but so the point is, if you already received these plates, be aware I wouldn't eat off of them or at least put anything acidic or hot judged based on these anecdotes.
Why didn't they test it? Or did they not?
I'm
Or
so
did
curious. I'm so curious.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
report back.
For a final story, the residents of an apartment are coming together for a Merry Christmas.
All right, so this is a notice on the elevator walls of this particular apartment. I'm going to speak nonsense, but bear with me. There's a point. SSAN, 티귿, R, MOZIP, 안내.
잠시만.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Okay. Just so you know, okay,
Sure.
disclaimer. When I saw your email for the script, I thought this was gibberish.
Yeah.
I thought you were busy. no,
So just
진짜로.
making stuff up.
When I got the script, I thought like, oh, she must be tired.
Haley just like grabbed her fist and started pounding
헤일리
on
너무
the keyboard.
피곤해서 아침에 다시 보내려는 거구나. This is part of the story?
This is part of the story. It's legit. Look, if you're on our YouTube, we have the actual visual. It might be easier for you to see it, but
what is
this? 모집 안내. This is for sun, S-U-N, 물, 대상.
네?
And bong, B-O-N-G, number 4, 자. All right, so now that I've thoroughly confused everyone, if you have parents, 부모님들, pay attention. If you have children,
네.
turn the volume down.
Okay.
I've warned you.
Okay.
I warned you.
Kids, don't listen. Okay, what is this?
They're looking for Santa volunteers.
Oh.
Santa 모집 봉사자.
Is that what that is?
I love it so much.
Okay,
to deliver gifts to the children. Volunteers will apparently go into groups of 2. They'll visit 5 homes. I'm assuming they're going to be dressed up as Santa based on this notice. So these are kids who are born between 2018 and 2023. What about those born in the 90s? Anyways. And so the whole thing basically is laid out like this. The whole point, they don't want the kids who can read
or
to
me,
read it and understand it. So they did apologize. They're like, we get this is nonsense, but this is to keep the children's innocence. And by the way, the full normal text is available via that apartment's app. So responses, they're like, we love this. We love not only the apartment is doing this as a community, but they're just, somebody had fun. Somebody had fun writing bong for 자. So
that is so cute, and I feel so stupid for thinking you were that tired to write gibberish as our script. So, in that spirit, we're going to call it a wrap. So thank you for all the fun stories and not so fun stories for wa글와글, and we will check in with you tomorrow. Thank you, Haley.
Have a great day.
All right, let's end it on that happy note. I'll be back with your traffic and weather. It's time for your traffic report. First up, there's an accident on Uamno from Munhyun intersection to Dongcheon three-way intersection. In that direction, right before the Dongcheon intersection, there's also congestion on Byeonglo from the Daeyeon ramp to the Gwangan tunnel. It is backed up inside the Yunsan tunnel from Hwaedongdong to the Bugok ramp exit. It's also slow on Jungangdaero from Yangjong intersection to Songgong three-way intersection. Currently, listening, are you? Again, Nim, it is 6 degrees Celsius under clear skies. It's going to go up to 15. Looking across the nation, frost across parts of the capital area, Gangwon and Gyeongsang. There's fog and even ice on the roads in these areas, so please be careful when you're driving. This was your traffic and weather. It's time for a special interview. The impact of social media on young students has long been a major concern for parents, educators, and policymakers. Many parents in Australia are now welcoming a new law that will make the country the first in the world to ban social media for use for anyone under 16 starting December 10th. Malaysia is now moving in the same direction with plans to prohibit social media access for users under 16 beginning next year. So today, we're going to take a closer look at these policies and their implications with our expert guests. So joining us today is Professor Julian Sefton-Green, Professor of New Media Education at Deakin University. Let's say hi first. Hi, Professor. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Catherine. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So first of all, Professor, what is the main purpose behind this social media ban for students or for people under 16?
That's a big question. I think there's no single answer, but across all societies, people are very concerned about the qualities that what it means to grow up in a digital society, whether young people are experiencing good childhoods. And there's been a lot of attention to the effect and impact of social media on that childhood. So there's a lot of concern that social media is destroying traditional ways of growing up and having a negative effect on opportunities for young people and the ways that they interact with each other. At the same time, there's also a lot of concern that social media, of course, creates opportunities for kids just as much as it might create potential risks.
I see. And so when we talk about this new law that is going to go into effect on December 10th in Australia, what responsibilities do parents and social media companies have to ensure that the rules are being followed? And when we talk about this ban, what does this ban mean exactly?
Good question. And the simple answer, I'm afraid, is nobody really knows, because until the ban comes into effect, to some degree, how it works in practice won't be absolutely known. But the intentions of the ban are very clear, that the government is not concerned to police children. It's not concerned to police parents. It's absolutely concentrating all its energies on the responsibilities of the big tech companies, and particularly a set of social media companies who qualify under this legislation as being the main companies responsible for young people's use of social media. So the companies themselves have been scrutinized, and they basically have to take, and I'm quoting here, kind of reasonable steps to ensure that people using their platforms are not under the age of 16. So the attention, the policing, and the responsibilities are laid fairly and squarely at the feet of the social media companies, and the government's very concerned not to make kids or parents feel that they are in any ways going to break the law if they're on social media after December the 10th.
So are we talking about strenuous verification processes, or what are we looking at?
Well, again, this is a little bit of an unknown. The way to think about this is that it's an exciting challenge for a society to want to take for itself the responsibility of trying to control social media and these big tech companies and their influence in the lives of young people and families.
I see.
So basically, companies are required to demonstrate that they're taking reasonable steps, that they can deploy age assurance technologies, and therefore stop people under the age of 16 having access to their services. So this means in practice that the social media company uses a form of age verification, and there are lots of different types of age verification available, and the different companies are using different types of age verification, which in some ways seek to control who has access to the platforms or not.
Right.
So, for example, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Professor.
No, I was just going to say, so, for example, we know that lots of young people are going to use lots of devices to get around the ban.
Right.
So the legislation is well aware of this, but even though it might not succeed in its own terms, it will succeed in changing public debate, and it will succeed in helping us have a better conversation about what we want the role of big tech companies to be in the lives of our kids, and it will succeed in helping parents and young people talk about what matters to them and how they want to live their lives and get on with each other.
Ah, yes, the bigger picture. So when we talk about what you said, age assurance technologies, and you already touched upon this right now in terms of the technology being imperfect and that kids being kids, they're going to try to go around these safeguards. How realistic is it, though, for these platforms with all their technology to be able to reliably verify kids and their ages? But, kids are kids. They're going to try to get around these safeguards, right?
That question goes in two directions. First of all, there are societies that do impose incredible control over the internet. So obviously, China is one that springs to mind in that sense. That there are societies where there's much better knowledge and control about who is actually online and using the internet at any one time. How reliably the age assurance the age verification technologies are going to be, we just don't really know until they're put to a test in a liberal democracy like Australia. The threat is basically that if you're a big tech company and you're not trying hard enough to use your age verification technologies, if you're not taking reasonable steps to ensure that kids are online, then you're going to get fined.
I see.
Whether the big tech companies are going to care enough about the fines, whether they're not going to want to break the law, don't get me wrong here, but whether a national government like Australia, or you mentioned Malaysia, or we know Denmark is also considering this kind of legislation, whether these countries are going to be able to halt the role of big tech companies in their citizens' lives, we're going to find out.
Well, some critics worry that restricting access might push young people toward even more hidden or unregulated digital spaces, into even dark spaces. So from your expertise, your research, how realistic is this concern?
I think kids will find a lot of ways to get around the bans. They'll use, some families will be quite happy for older youth to use parents' identities. Kids will use VPNs, those sorts of technologies. I think rather than worry in a way about young people going to the dark spaces on the internet, which I also think will be quite difficult, I think it's more important to think about the unintended effects of this legislation, because for a lot of young people, even if though as a society we don't like a lot of the ways that social media works, for a lot of young people, social media is a real source of connection. If you're a marginalized or lonely young person, you're LGBTQI or something, your community, finding a community online might be the only way that you can engage with other people. For a lot of kids who are in unhappy home circumstances, social media provides a kind of lifeline. So I think rather than worry so much on young people being pushed into evil, I mean, I'm exaggerating your question, but I think that's the point you're asking. I think we want to think more about what opportunities might be denied young people in terms of their learning, in terms of their social interaction, in terms of their connectedness.
And then on the flip side, how do we have healthy conversations with our preteens and teenagers, and how to have healthy relationships even on social media? Because I think that's what we are really concerned about as parents and as guardians and educators, that, we want our kids and teenagers to make connections on social media, but to make sure that they're safe and they move in a positive direction.
Totally. I think that's in a funny sort of way, and this could backfire, I think that's the real genius of this legislation, right? Because I actually think the legislation is going to create so much more talk about how to behave. I think for a lot of families, having parents and young people are going to be forced in a funny sort of way to have a conversation about these values. Because at the moment, it's the lack of conversations. I think I would like to believe that this will have a knock-on effect on schools, and that everybody responsible, all grown-ups responsible for working with young people, will be encouraged into a better kind of conversation about what kind of communication is good, how young people can remain happy and safe. And what are the good things about being connected that we all value and love, as opposed to the negatives. On the other hand, we've got to be realistic here, because if you take it, social media does not create bad behavior. So bullying, anxieties, loneliness, these are features of what it means to grow up in childhood today. These are not created by social media, even if they're amplified and intensified by social media. So the best bit about the ban, in a funny sort of way, and I completely share concerns with people who find it very confrontational, is that we'll encourage these sorts of conversations. I think it's worthwhile saying that in general, a lot of people are very worried about the idea of educating young people through a ban. On the whole, not letting young people do things, first of all, encourages them to do it.
Yes.
And secondly, it's a kind of disrespectful way to think about our youth, that we don't want to work with them and alongside them in having these discussions. That in choosing to say that we know what's best for them, you often run the risk of alienating young people, and it doesn't kind of respect fundamental rights that young people have that we as adults are kind of imposing upon them. So I totally accept that a ban is a confrontational way rather than a necessarily educational way to go about engaging with young people in these discussions.
I see. Well, as this goes into effect, of course, we will be watching here in Korea as well to see the effects, to see if discussions are had between and among, adults, parents, and the youth on this very important topic. So thank you for joining us today and explaining what might be happening in the next few months.
I'll just add one little last point.
Sure, of course.
Please, everybody should be patient, because we won't really know whether legislation like this is the right way to go about dealing with the challenge of living online. It will take 2 or 3 years for Australia to conduct the research that will tell us what the impact of this kind of legislation is. So let's not all jump to very quick conclusions on December the 11th, the day after the legislation. It's going to be 2 or 3 years, and it'll be a long generational impact.
Yes. Great advice. Thanks for pointing that out. Thanks for joining us today, Professor.
Pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. This was Professor Julian Sefton Green. Great point that he made at the end as well, that, it's going to take time to sift through all of this because, yes, it goes into effect December 10th. We won't know for a long time, as he says. And, even here in Korea, are we having enough discussions with our youth instead of just saying, did you study? How did you do on your sunung? Are we having enough discussions with our youth on social media usage? And do we know what they're interested in, what they're perusing on social media? Maybe food for thought. We're going to take a song break. This is Back to You by Selena Gomez.
Took you like a shot, thought that I could chase you with a cold evening. Let a couple years water down how I'm feeling about you. And every time we talk, every single word builds up to this moment. And I gotta convince myself I don't want it, even though I do. You could break my heart in two, but when it heals, it beats for you. I know it's forward, but it's true. I wanna hold you when I'm not supposed to, when I'm lying close to someone else. You're stuck in my head, and I could get you out of it if I could do it all again. I know I'd go back to you. Never got it right, playing and replaying old conversations, overthinking every word, and I hate it cause it's not me. And what's the point of hiding? Everybody knows we got unfinished business, and I'll regret it if I didn't say this isn't what it could be. You could break my heart in two, but when it heals it beats for you. I know it's forward but it's true. I wanna hold you when I'm not supposed to, when I'm lying close to someone else. You're stuck in my head, and I can get you out of it if I could do it all again. I know I'd go back to you. I know I'd go back to you. break my heart in two. But when it heals, it beats for you. I know it's forward, but it's true. Won't lie, I'd go back to you. You know my thoughts are running loose. It's just a thing you make me do. And I could fight, but what's the use? I know I'd go back to you. I wanna hold you when I'm not supposed to. When I'm lying close to someone else. Yours in my head, and I can get you out of it. If I could do it all again, I know I'd go back to you. I'll go back to you. I'll go back to you. I know I'd go back to you. I'll go back to you. I'll go back to you. I know I'd go back to you.
It's time for Work in Progress. We have Jennifer in the studio. Let's say hi first. Good morning.
Hello. It's a very special Wednesday today.
Why?
Last Wednesday of November.
I thought it was like your birthday and like we missed it or something. I'm like, did I miss something? It is.
Oh, yeah.
Next week we're going to be saying like,
December. Hello, December.
I can't believe how fast 2025 has gone.
Do you have many gatherings scheduled for December?
Yes. Not unfortunately. Fortunately.
We need to be a little more sociable than usual, right?
Yes. December is like just going to be super busy.
Yeah.
For you as well, I'm assuming.
Yes, chaotic.
It's kind of like 좋으면서도 I'm not. It's kind of like
I try my best to enjoy it.
Like it's like 반반. Like happy, but also kind of like a little.
I'm not ready for it.
I'm not ready
for
a little worried.
2026.
Right. Because it's just like there's tons of stuff that needs to be done. Loose ends.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right.
So I do have a text topic for you today, which is when you go grocery shopping, Jennifer. Do you play close attention, like where is the product from? Is it organic? Is it free range? Or do you like look at every single detail, like what % of it is from all that?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I just pick out like things I need and try to get out of the place as soon as quickly as possible.
I always thought you were kind of like the organic
really the picky
type.
one.
Right. The bougie, like everything has to be organic. 안 그러네요.
When my child was little, when she was a kid, I was a little more picky about the ingredients and everything.
And now?
But now, just
you're like,
take anything.
She's fine. She's old
whatever
enough.
is on sale counter. Buy one, get one free.
Mom.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
People always ask me too, and then they always like, oh, your kids are so healthy, and 아들 뭐 키 크다, 뭐 먹였어요, organic. I'm like, I always smile, but inside I'm thinking, no, never organic. But anyway. I digress. 그냥 always on sale. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into work in progress. What do you have for us?
Okay, today we are going to talk about retirement. But not in the traditional sense.
Okay.
A lot has changed in recent years from how we think about retirement to what we expect at work. And of course, in Korea, the debate around things like the wage pick system as a whole extra layer.
So retirement. When we think retirement, let's face it, when we were younger, like in our 20s, we thought, oh my gosh, like 60 is so old. We thought that, right? And then we got to 30 and we're like, yeah, 60 is kind of older. 40s we're like, not that old.
Not that old. They can still work.
Yeah, and then now we think, I don't know, at least for me, we think like, I don't think I'm going to start working when I'm 60. 60 is kind of youngish, right? And then like it doesn't mean like 시골에 가서 없어질 거다. Not anymore. At least not for me. 그렇진 않아요. Or like
the idea has changed.
치킨집을 열어야 된다. 뭐 꼭 카페를, 뭐 커피숍을 열어야 된다. 꼭 그렇지는 않아요.
That kind of thinking was like back 20 years ago, we used to think like that, right?
Right,
It
right.
was almost like a cliche that people would use their retirement money to open a fried chicken shop or
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I love chicken.
Yeah. A small snack bar or a little cafe.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But today, what people choose after retirement has become so much more diverse.
Sure, yes. And the thing is this, people are living much longer, right? And the saying goes like, 뭐 100세 시대.
They stay healthier as well.
I mean, have you seen people lately? Like not only are they looking so young, but they're like really healthy. 그냥 100세가 like not like laying in bed 100세, like they're really healthy 100세, right?
Yeah.
And people want to keep working, not just because they have to, because they're living longer, because they really want to work.
Yeah, exactly.
In different ways, right?
Yeah, that's right. And at the same time, well, because this puts company under pressure because they have to manage rising labor costs.
Sure.
So they are experimenting with the new models. And that's where the wage peak system comes in.
Okay, so maybe we should explain the wage peak system. What exactly is this?
Okay, sure. The wage peak system is a Korean workplace practice where employees approaching retirement age receive lower salary, lower pay. But in exchange, they stay employed for a longer period. So on paper, it's supposed to help companies reduce cost pressure while giving older workers job security. So on the surface, it's very ideal, right?
I'll admit, on paper, it looks really good, right?
Yeah.
However, in reality, maybe not that simple.
Not that simple,
Okay.
that's right. Some workers feel protected while others feel punished. Recent court cases have questioned whether these systems are fair, especially when the pay cut is steep but the responsibilities stay the same.
Oh, I didn't know it was steep. I thought it was kind of like
Not so
gradual.
subtle.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like real subtle.
Yeah, the difference is big.
Oh,
But the responsibilities
It's the
stay the
same.
same. Yeah.
So do the same for a lot less money. That's how it goes? Oh, that's not a fun conversation.
No, not at all. And it taps into something deeper, how we view aging workers. Korea still struggles with the age bias.
Yes.
We hear comments like, oh, he's too old to learn new tools, or she won't fit into a young team. But global trends tell a very different story.
Yeah, well, we need to hear more.
In some countries, the conversation is shifting from when do people retire to how flexible can retirement be. For example, in the U.S., there's a rise in phased retirement, where employees gradually reduce hours instead of stopping abruptly. So it doesn't come as a big shock.
Okay, so reducing hours. Okay, so that's
from 8 to 7, 7 to 6. So it's
it's gradual. I get it.
Gradual,
I get it.
yeah.
Okay, what about other countries?
Well, in Japan, companies still rehire retired workers on flexible contracts, focusing on mentoring roles.
Okay.
And in Europe, there are programs supporting career-long learning. So older workers can actually upskill instead of being pushed out.
I like that. Upskilling.
Yeah.
Because when you're older, you don't want to feel like unwanted and pushed out, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
interesting,
really sad.
though.
Yeah.
Retiring kind of becoming a transition rather than kind of like ending abruptly.
Yeah. And there's another trend. More older and experienced workers are choosing portfolio careers. They might teach one day, consult another, and work part-time somewhere else. So leveraging experience across multiple roles.
I like that idea. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so they get to learn and experience and use their knowledge.
But different hats, on different days. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, it requires mindset change, both from organizations and workers. Another change we are seeing globally is the reevaluation of late career compensation. So instead of steep pay increase until retirement, some countries use flatter pay structures. So companies don't feel pressure to push older workers out.
So compared to that, Korea's wage peak system feels kind of like a halfway steps.
Yeah.
Like trying to solve a problem, but maybe not in the the most modern way?
No, not at all. Yeah. Well, it tries to reduce cost, but doesn't fundamentally rethink work.
Okay.
So modern retirement trends focus on flexibility, choice, and dignity.
I like that last word, dignity.
Yeah.
Because that's important to not just like older people, but, younger and anywhere in between. Dignity, right?
Yeah, we need to show more respect.
So let's talk about something more psychological because retirement is often portrayed as kind of as a reward. Like you worked hard and now rest.
Now you deserve to rest.
Rest, right?
Go on a cruise tour.
Right. Like you need to rest. You have to rest. But a lot of retirees actually struggle that rest part.
Yeah, and not everybody wants to rest.
Like I can't imagine resting. I'll be honest, right?
Well, studies show retirement can feel like freedom at first.
Yes.
Maybe for a few days or even for a few weeks.
Okay.
But many people quickly feel a loss of identity. And they experience boredom. In Korea, particularly, where work is a big part of self-worth.
Yes.
Sudden retirement can be emotionally difficult. Loneliness, financial anxiety, or feeling pushed out.
Yes. And that's why we see many retirees maybe applying for part-time work at like convenience stores or cafes or delivery roles, and maybe they're applying, maybe they're not getting the job.
Yeah, and it's not always about money. It's about staying active, having purpose, or being part of society.
Sure.
For example, my dad, he's in his mid-80s. And he is so bored.
I'm sure.
I asked my dad, why don't you go for a walk? And I went for a walk this morning. And
like he already did it, right?
Yeah, go to sauna. And that's my afternoon plan. So he's... Yeah, there's not enough to do for some people, not for everyone.
Sure.
And we need systems that support meaningful late career work, not just the lower pay positions. That's one more thing.
I'm curious though, how are younger generations reacting to these shifts? Because we've talked about like the older folks, but what about the younger people?
Well, younger workers see retirement very differently. Many don't believe they will ever fully retire. That's how we used to think, right?
Right.
They expect, these days, young people, they expect to work longer, but not exactly the same way as now.
Okay.
They prioritize savings, investing. They are much more interested in investment than we were, and side jobs like from earlier, and maybe like writing books and doing other things.
Yes.
They are more open to non-linear careers.
Sure.
And they don't assume one company will take care of them until the end.
I see. This is so different from our parents' generation to our generation, and so like work hard. And like, the whole with this one company, you work at one company, they're going to look after you. That mentality is so different.
It's gone.
I mean, it's not even for our generation. It's not there, right?
Now it's more like no one will take care of your retirement except you.
Right. You look after yourself.
Yeah, that shift alone is huge.
So what does this all mean for workplaces today, though?
I would say three things.
Okay.
First, companies need to prepare for multi-generational workforces, not just in theory, but in daily practice.
Sure.
And secondly, retirement policy should reflect real human needs, flexibility, continued learning, dignity. And third, organizations need to rethink how they use experience, not ignore it. Older workers, they got enough experience and they can be incredible mentors, stabilizers, and culture carriers. So, there are many things, many roles they can play in our society.
Right, so that's from the company or employer side. What about for the employee side?
For employees, planning early matters. It will come, right? The time will come.
Right.
Skills, health, finances, and relationships, all of those shape what retirement will look like. We can't think of retirement as a sudden freedom. And it's a long transition, and we should prepare long before it arrives.
I see. So we're going to have to call it a wrap for today. But of course, we look forward to next week with you as well for a brand new season.
Oh.
So we'll see if Jennifer.
I'll see you in December.
Okay, so she already ruined it. She's coming back next week. But okay. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Jennifer's coming back. So we'll check in with you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
It's time to say goodbye for this last Wednesday in November. We're going to say goodbye with Adios by Hoodie. Bye, everybody.
I need a cha-cha beat boy. 넘치는 기대를 넘어 생각 없이 밖으로 나갈 거야. 새로운 바다를 건너 어쩌면 다른 우주로 난 떠나. 난 떠날래 아무도 찾을 수 없는 곳으로 난 떠나고 나타날 거야. 기억에서 사라질 때까지. Such a sunny day 내 방은 느린데 억지로 나를 일으켰네. 머리 위에선 누군가가 날 잠 못 들게 눈 감지 못하게 춤을 춰 마치 신이 난 듯이 오는 낮으로 노래 쓸 순 없으니 내 몸의 움직임 like a marionette 두 팔에 달린 끈을 잘랐네 이제 지겨웠던 이 걸레 속에서 벗어나 잊고 있었던 자유를 찾았어. I've been like 난 떠날래 아무도 찾을 수 없는 곳으로 난 떠나고 나타날 거야. 기억에서 사라져 지워 기억에서 adios 꿈에서도 adios 아쉬운 마음이 goes 그리울 때 나타나게 잊혀질 때쯤
나 떠날 테니까 날 찾지 마 왜인지는 궁금해도 묻지 마 그냥 나도 사람이니까는 지쳐버리고 스톱을 줘요 가 아무도 날 모르는 곳으로 갈래 내맘 봐도 멋진 영화 속의 피날레 해변가에 누워 있고도 그날 즐겨 I just wanna party all day.
Are you looking for the perfect business to start?